To save the female CEO, I fell into the sea and lost my memory. She repaid me with her body and then married me. But after marriage, in her heart, there has always been the long-lost bright moon. Now there is news of that bright moon. She immediately threw me 5 million yuan and said, "Let's divorce." Just as I was about to kneel and beg pathetically, I suddenly regained my memory. It turns out I am the sole heir of the topmost family clan. And I also have a highborn fiancé betrothed to me since childhood. At this moment, Summer Cloud Book handed over the divorce agreement. "Sign it, this money is enough for you to spend for a lifetime." After saying that, she didn't even glance back and hurried out. After resolutely signing the divorce agreement, I took out my phone, dialed a number and said, "Hello. Do you know who I am?" The moment my words ended, the woman on the other end immediately replied, "Are you sick? How could I know who you are?" I raised an eyebrow and said, "You don't even recognize my voice, Ellie. Is it that I can no longer wield the blade, or have you flown too high?" The woman on the phone, stunned for 2 seconds, suddenly screamed, "Nhi Recap, you're still alive." Then the woman's voice turned sour. "Missing for 2 years without a single word. I even thought you had run off with some wild woman." I didn't respond to her. Instead, I directly ordered, "The location has been sent to your phone. Come pick me up tomorrow morning." The moment I stepped out of the villa, a dazzling diamond-studded Ferrari had already pulled up with blinding splendor. The stunning golden-haired, blue-eyed girl stepped down from the driver's seat, wanting to throw herself into my arms. But I ruthlessly pushed her away, walked straight past and opened the car door myself. Ellie stomped her foot in grievance. "Heartless man. I flew all night from America to get here. And this is how you treat me?" I glanced at her, and said calmly, "Let's go." After speaking, I looked once more at the place where I had lived for 2 years. I do not belong here, just as Summer Cloud Book never truly belonged to me. I endured 2 years here as a live-in son-in-law. Now that my memory has finally returned, it's time to thoroughly investigate who it was that nearly killed me and caused my amnesia back then. 2 days later, Summer Cloud Book returned to the villa. The moment she went upstairs, she locked herself in the bedroom. The information was wrong. That man was not her bright moon after all. A wasted trip. At this moment, the housekeeper knocked and entered, handing her the divorce agreement. "Miss, the master has already signed and left. He took nothing with him when he left. Not even the bank card you gave him." Summer Cloud Book frowned. This man really has no skills. And no money on him. He must be pretending to be pitiful to gain sympathy. Summer Cloud Book thought to herself, "Hurry up and complete the divorce procedures before things get complicated." As soon as the housekeeper left, Assistant Young Court stepped in. "Miss Summer, Master Chrono has returned." Summer Cloud Book's face showed disgust. I knew this man wouldn't divorce so easily. Young Court shook her head and said no. Reporters caught photos of Master Chrono and American heiress Ellie entering and leaving a hotel all night without coming out. Summer Cloud Book's expression darkened. He actually knows Ellie. No wonder he doesn't want my money. So he already had a backup plan. Summer Cloud Book was already in a bad mood, now even more irritated. So she called her best friend Shin and asked her out to a bar on the other side in the city that never sleeps. Looking at the 16 beautiful girls lined up before me, the corner of my mouth curved into a satisfied smile. Ellie was upstairs in a private room discussing business, afraid I'd get bored waiting. So she called a few friends to keep me company. I swirled my tall glass and asked, "How old are you this year?" The girls beside me giggled. "Big brother. I'm 23, big brother. I'm 21. I looked at the friends Ellie had found for me, utterly satisfied beyond words. Their looks and figures were top tier, not inferior in the slightest to that bitch Summer Cloud Book. She could divorce me for her bright moon. Why can't I enjoy myself freely? I smiled and said to the beauty beside me, "Drink with me. If we drink happily, I'll gift you a supercar." The girl immediately poured wine for me, snuggling close. "Brother, I toast you, you're so generous." All the girls present enthusiastically toasted me, using every trick in the book to please me. At the same time, upstairs in the private room, Summer Cloud Book was drinking with Shin suddenly tried to persuade her. "Cloud Book, you've searched for so many years. It's time to let go." Summer Cloud Book had been looking for that man for 5 years. She even posted a bounty on the police network, offering $30 million US. Yet still no trace of him. Shin knew Summer Cloud Book's capabilities well. After so many years without finding him, he was most likely no longer alive. But Shin didn't dare say that to her face. Summer Cloud Book said nothing, and drained her glass. Shin knew her temper, and said no more. Changing the subject, she asked, "Did Nhi Recap really agree to divorce you?" Everyone knew that 2 years ago Nhi Recap fell madly in love with Summer Cloud Book at first sight. Before marriage, he pursued her relentlessly every day, in every possible way. Later, to deal with her parents pressuring her to marry, Summer Cloud Book registered marriage with me. I tried even harder to please her, wishing I could rip out my heart and place it before her. Nhi Recap loved Summer Cloud Book that much. How could he so easily agree to divorce her? Something strange must have a demon behind it. and Summer Cloud Book, thinking of me and Ellie coming and going from hotels. Her face instantly turned ice cold. At this moment, Autumn Peace suddenly pointed down to the main hall and shot. That man down there looks exactly like Night Pregna. Autumn Peace rubbed her eyes again. No. Night Pregna could never be that handsome. Hearing this, Summer Cloud Book narrowed her eyes, following the direction of her finger. In the VIP seating area, several young and beautiful girls were crowded around one man. The man lounged on the sofa, his long legs casually propped on the coffee table, occasionally swinging a glass of red wine in hand, exuding a lazy yet noble aura. One girl enthusiastically poured wine for me. Let's go dance. I smiled seductively at her. Summer Cloud Book watched the man below, her heart shaken violently. Is that Night Pregna? Autumn Peace confirmed several times without mistake, her eyes nearly falling out. Impossible. It really is him, surrounded by so many beauties, infinite charm. Summer Cloud Book looked at me, her beautiful eyes covered in frost. This man, getting photographed with Ellie at hotels was one thing, now daring to openly fool around here. Well done, Night Pregna, truly well done. I was happily chatting with the beauties, when I keenly sensed a sharp gaze staring at me. I turned my head, and saw a familiar figure approaching. My eyes flashed. The corner of my mouth deliberately curved into a wicked smile. Summer Cloud Book pushed through the crowd and stood before me. Just signed the divorce papers and already out chasing skirts. Night Pregna, are you that greedy? I leaned back on the sofa, smiling. Life is short, of course we must seize pleasure in time. Summer Cloud Book looked down at me from above, her face ice cold. Autumn Peace whispered behind her. Cloud Book, he might have been stimulated into stupidity after being dumped by you. I smiled. Miss Shin jokes. I spread my arms, placing them one by one on the shoulders of the beauties beside me. Why would I give up the entire forest for one single bitch? Autumn Peace's face was filled with shock. He actually dared call Cloud Book a bitch. Is this still the Night Pregna she knew? Summer Cloud Book watched me embraced left and right, her expression turning extremely unsightly. At this moment I was completely different from before. Meeting her gaze, a provocative glint flashed in my eyes. What, Miss Summer, think I'm wrong? I must admit this face of hers is truly beautiful, her entire body radiating an inviolable noble aura. At this moment she was looking at me, danger gleaming in her eyes. Right then, a drunk fat man staggered toward my seating area. Hey, two little beauties fighting over one man. Why not come to Big Brother will cherish you both. Summer Cloud Book turned her head, frowning and stepping aside. The fat man advanced toward me, directly pushing away the girl beside me. What's so great about a weak man like this? This young master could send him flying with one slap. Immediately after, a greasy hand reached out. Killing intent flashed in my eyes, just as that filthy hand was about to touch my collar. In the next second I delivered a fierce slap, ruthlessly smacking the fat man across the face. The fat man let out a miserable scream, collapsing to the ground. You little bastard, how dare you? I immediately kicked him hard in the stomach, sending him flying. The fat man's bodyguards saw this, and rushed toward me in a swarm. Excitement tinged with bloodlust filled my eyes. I met them swiftly, one punch knocking out one man. The entire process took less than 10 seconds. All 4 or 5 bodyguards were already on the ground. After lightly dusting myself off, I sat back on the sofa leisurely savoring fine wine. Autumn Peace pointed at me beside her, her face full of disbelief. Night Pregna is actually this good at fighting? No, before he always seemed so gentle and refined. How did his combat value explode in the blink of an eye? Could it be everything gentle before was all an act? Summer Cloud Book stared at me, the doubt in her eyes gradually fading. Her red lips curved into an intrigued smile. This ex-husband of hers seemed far more interesting than she had imagined. Married for 2 years, always obedient and docile. The moment they divorced, his entire personality changed. Moreover, the moves he just used felt so familiar. Summer Cloud Book narrowed her eyes, a hint of suspicion appearing in their depths. Seeing the beauties from earlier all standing aside, I beckoned with my finger, smiling seductively. Why stand so far? Comme pour une femme. The beauties were about to sit again, when an icy glare suddenly shot over Summer Cloud Book's freezing gaze, scaring the girls until their legs went soft. They immediately fled in panic. Summer Cloud Book, who in the capital dare defend her and live? I glanced at her coolly. Summer Cloud Book ruins others, good time, heaven will strike her down. Summer Cloud Book glared at me. Night Pregna, we are not officially divorced yet. Currently wanting divorce requires a 1-month cooling off period. In other words, only after 1 month can we officially process the divorce papers. I smiled coldly. Summer Cloud Book, don't tell me you want to go back on your word. Summer Cloud Book said disdainfully. You're overthinking. I poured myself a drink. Then that's for the best. Summer Cloud Book stared at the handsome and arrogant man before her, unable to understand what exactly went wrong. A few days ago I was still shamelessly clinging to her, crying and begging not to divorce. Now completely like a different person. What exactly is my relationship with Ellie? Summer Cloud Book questioned me. Tell me. My affairs don't require explanation to my soon-to-be ex-wife. Ex-wife Ellie's shocked and aggrieved voice rang out. She stood not far away pointing at Summer Cloud Book. Night pregna. You actually secretly married some wild woman behind my back. In an instant frost covered Summer Cloud Book's eyes. Her entire aura dropped several degrees. How dare she call her a wild woman? I shot Ellie a glance filled with killing intent. Ellie immediately panicked, sticking out her tongue and making a funny face. Summer Cloud Book. A qualified ex-wife should be like she's already dead. Understood. Summer Cloud Book felt a strong urge to hit someone. I couldn't be bothered with her. Waved my hand calling Ellie, let's go. Change venues and continue playing. Ellie immediately followed. Summer Cloud Book stared at my departing back, anger surging in her dark eyes. A sudden thought flashed through her mind. How does he know this American Ellie? Their relationship seems extremely close. 2 years ago I was injured and lost my memory, remembering nothing. And these 2 years, I always lived in her private villa. Never went out to work. How could I possibly know a foreigner like Ellie? Summer Cloud Book's eyes flashed. Unless they knew each other long before. Autumn Peace helped me investigate Ellie thoroughly. I want to know everything between her and Night Pregna. Summer Cloud Book paused, adding also investigate Night Pregna's background. Autumn Peace responded and teased Cloud Book. Why do I feel like you're the one being dumped here? On the other side, after leaving the city that never sleeps, I went straight back to the hotel. Saying change venues was actually deliberate, just to anger that bitch Summer Cloud Book to death. On the way, Ellie drove while chattering nonstop, asking what my relationship with Summer Cloud Book was. I couldn't stand it, so I casually explained that 2 years ago she saved my life. Then I married her. Now that her bright moon has been found, we're divorcing. She saved your life? Ellie looked at me in disbelief. Usually it's Night Pregna saving others. Yet someone actually managed to save him. My expression grew heavy. Someone hired assassins from Black Sand to hunt me down. Ellie's face changed. Black Sand is a notorious assassin organization in East Asia, arrogant and ruthless in their methods. All of them only care about money, not their lives. As long as the price is right, they'll do anything. I recalled what happened 2 years ago. In the tropical rainforest facing danger, a dark glint passed through my eyes. Who exactly hired Black Sand? Wanting me dead? Ellie asked again if I had found the mastermind yet. I shook my head. I only just regained my memory a few days ago. Haven't had time to start investigating. Ellie said seriously, give me 2 days. I'll investigate. I nodded. All right. Ellie suddenly remembered something. Oh right. There's a bounty post for you online. The reward has reached $30 million. I raised an eyebrow. $30 million. Who's so generous wanting my life? Probably wants me alive, offering such a high price to capture me. Most likely needs me to save someone. I didn't pay it much mind. There are countless posts about me online, but almost no one dares accept them. Back at the hotel, after showering I prepared to rest, suddenly remembering something important. My jade pendant is still with Summer Cloud Book. 2 years ago when I married Summer Cloud Book, I gave her that jade pendant as a wedding gift. At that time I didn't know the pendant's importance. Now that my memory has returned, I regret it to the point of turning green. How could I casually give something so important to someone else? Without it, future matters will be extremely inconvenient. Therefore I must retrieve that jade pendant. The next day, Autumn Peace arrived early at Summer Corporation looking for Summer Cloud Book. All the information I could find on Night Pregna is here. Summer Cloud Book flipped through the file she handed over. Only a few sparse lines inside. That's all? Autumn Peace shrugged helplessly. His information has clearly been encrypted and processed. Aside from basic details, nothing else can be found. Night Pregna's information was encrypted. Summer Cloud Book immediately frowned. This was something she had never expected. Normal people wouldn't do such a thing. Summer Cloud Book stared at the file in her hand, a cold light flashing in her beautiful eyes. At this moment Young Court knocked and entered. Miss Master Chrono has arrived. Before Young Court finished speaking, I walked in with overwhelming presence. Summer Cloud Book looked at me, a hard-to-detect shock flashing in her eyes. Autumn Peace looked at me, recalling how I dominated last night in the city that never sleeps. Instinctively took a step back. I ignored her, walking straight to Summer Cloud Book. Return my jade pendant. Summer Cloud Book stared at me, whose aura was completely different from before, unconsciously swallowed. What jade pendant? I sneered. I knew Summer Cloud Book would have forgotten. I remember when I gave her the jade pendant. She didn't even bother to look, casually tossing it onto the table. When we got married, I did give you a jade pendant. My voice was ice cold. Summer Cloud Book carefully recalled. It seems there really was such a thing. 2 years ago when she saved me, that jade pendant was still hanging around my neck, with my name engraved on it. Summer Cloud Book leaned back in her chair evaluating me. You came to me just to get that jade pendant back. I crossed my arms. What else? Summer Cloud Book. Don't think I came begging for reconciliation. Summer Cloud Book's face turned cold as she stared at me. If not, then good. I smiled bitterly inside, rest assured. I want. Now I wish we were sworn enemies, begging for reconciliation in the next life. I had no time to waste words with her. Reached out again. Where is my jade pendant? Give it back. Summer Cloud Book glanced at me coolly. Threw it away long ago. My body stiffened. Threw it away. She actually threw away my jade pendant. Summer Cloud Book picked up her coffee and took a sip, expressionlessly saying, "Do I have to accept everything others give me?" I slammed my palm on the desk, fury turning my face green. Summer Cloud Book, where did you throw it? Summer Cloud Book remained expressionless. Forgot I clenched my fists. Murderous impulse rising within me. Summer Cloud Book, keenly noticing the flash of killing intent in my eyes, only found it more interesting. Married for 2 years. This was the first time she saw me this angry. We stared each other down for a while. I suddenly laughed. Summer Cloud Book, I give you 10 days. If you can't find my jade pendant, I will go to court and withdraw the divorce application. During this 1-month cooling off period, as long as one party disagrees with the divorce, they can withdraw it at the Civil Affairs Bureau anytime. Summer Cloud Book froze, her face instantly turning cold. She knew it. This man would never agree to divorce so easily. Some jade pendant. Clearly just an excuse I prepared in advance. My smile grew even brighter. As long as I refuse to divorce, her bright moon will forever be an unpresentable mistress. Summer Cloud Book's icy gaze locked on me. She stood and approached me. Night Pregna, listen clearly. I absolutely must divorce from this marriage. I sneered. Then hurry and find my jade pendant. If you can't find the jade pendant, I will make the entire Summer Corporation bury with Summer Cloud Book. This is your only chance. After speaking, I shot her a warning glance, turned cleanly and left. The moment I stepped out of the office, I saw a man with dyed blonde hair walking this way. Song Bright Marshall, eldest young master of the Song family, one of Summer Cloud Book's pursuers. After I married Summer Cloud Book, he came to provoke me countless times. Song Bright Marshall saw me coming out of Summer Cloud Book's office, first stunned, then pointed at me and cursed. What are you doing here? None of your business, I retorted without courtesy. Before I had restrained myself to please Summer Cloud Book, trying hard to be an obedient husband. Every time Song Bright Marshall provoked me, I endured silently, or avoided if possible. But now I no longer intended to endure. Song Bright Marshall never expected that I, always weak and easy to bully, would dare talk back to him like this. His face turned livid with anger. Night Pregna, Summer Cloud Book has already divorced you, yet you still shamelessly cling to her. I smiled. Young Master Song. Summer Cloud Book and I haven't received the divorce certificate yet, so currently we are still legally married. Song Bright Marshall rushed before me, arrogantly pointing at my nose. Legal husband and wife, so what? The person Cloud Book likes was never you. I brushed his hand away. Whether she likes me or not doesn't matter. What matters is as long as I don't divorce, I am her legitimate husband. Song Bright Marshall was so angry he nearly jumped. I've seen plenty of men like you who live off women, dragging out the divorce just for money, right? As Song Bright Marshall spoke, he took out a check from his pocket and threw it at my face. Hey, race 100 million. Take the money and get lost as far as possible. I narrowed my eyes at the arrogant man, lazily picking up the check. 100 million to leave one word. Song Bright Marshall glared. One word? What? I want you to disappear from Cloud Book forever, you soft rice man. Crazy thinking 100 million is too little. I sneered. Young Master Song, only 100 million and you have the face to offer it with a flick of my wrist. Powerful force. The check flew like a blade, a sharp edge of paper, instantly drawing a line of blood across Song Bright Marshall's face. Song Bright Marshall held his burning face, hands covered in blood. My face. Night Pregna, you dared injure my face. I'll kill you. I sneered. Just you. 2 years ago, in the tropical rainforest, those professionally trained mad dogs couldn't kill me, let alone you. Song Bright Marshall became enraged, swinging his fist toward my face with all his strength, but before his hand touched me, I caught it tight. Then crack, a crisp sound. Song Bright Marshall let out a pig-like scream, thud, kneeling on the ground, his right arm twisted into a horrific angle. My hand. I looked at Song Bright Marshall kneeling beneath me, raising an eyebrow and smiling. Didn't learn your lesson. Next time it won't just be one arm. At this moment a furious voice suddenly rang out behind me, carrying rage. Night Pregna, what are you doing? The moment Song Bright Marshall saw Summer Cloud Book, he wailed dramatically. Cloud Book, Night Pregna. He was just trying to kill me. I turned to look at Summer Cloud Book, clapped my hands. Can't tell. I'm just beating a dog. Summer Cloud Book had no time to waste words with me. Immediately ordered people to take Song Bright Marshall to the hospital. Go to the hospital and apologize to Song Bright Marshall. Summer Cloud Book commanded me. The Song and Summer families have a decent relationship. They also cooperate in business. Song Bright Marshall is the treasured son of the Song family. If I injure him, the Song family won't let it go easily. I looked at Summer Cloud Book, like she was an idiot. He's worthy. After speaking, I turned to leave. Stop right there. Summer Cloud Book suddenly grabbed my arm, A cold light flashed in my eyes. I shook her off. Don't touch me. Do you think I'm still the amnesiac me? Always weak like a steamed bun. Autumn peace beside her. Took a cold breath. Summer cloud book radiated sharp chill all over night pregna. Are you tired of living? If you want to die I can grant your wish. I sneered in disdain, just try. A dangerous aura enveloped summer cloud book. Don't think having Ellie backing you means I dare not touch you. I raised an eyebrow. So what's someone backing me? You jealous? Summer cloud book was speechless. She never liked me. Jealous of what? She just felt extremely uncomfortable inside. Night pregna, if you want to play capture and release games in front of me, I advise you to drop that idea early. I glanced at her. What capture and release nonsense of yours? You bitch. Really think you're the people's currency everyone loves? After speaking I turned and left coolly. Summer cloud book's ice-cold face watched my departing back. Take me away from here. Only then did Autumn peace dare approach Summer cloud book. Is this still the night pregna who loved you to death and back? Did he get possessed or something? Summer cloud book also couldn't understand, in just a few short days, how this man changed so drastically. I left Summer Corporation and returned to the hotel. Not long after I received a call from Summer Spirit Child. Summer Spirit Child is Summer Cloud Book's younger sister, lively, cute, soft and warm, enthusiastic and generous, her smile especially beautiful. The moment she learned I was divorcing her sister, afraid I'd do something rash, she asked me out to cheer me up. In the Summer family only Summer Spirit Child treated me well. She was also my only friend after losing my memory. I was about to leave the capital soon, wanted to properly thank her before leaving, so I agreed. At the shopping mall, I took Summer Spirit Child straight to her favorite Hermes counter. Half an hour later, Summer Spirit Child was carrying the diamond-studded crocodile leather bag she always wanted, but never bought, at a certain Hermes store, completely dazed. Though she usually spent money freely, spending 400 million on one bag was still too extravagant. Brother Night Pregna, are you really gifting this bag to me? Summer Spirit Child looked at the house-priced bag in her hands, somewhat unable to believe it. I smiled and nodded. Next month is your birthday. Consider it an early birthday gift from me. Summer Spirit Child was moved to tears. Oh my god, Brother Night Pregna, you're too good. But where did you get so much money? Summer Spirit Child was a bit confused. You and sister divorced. Didn't you leave with nothing, not even a penny or a house? Moreover, these 2 years you never worked. Naturally had no income. I calmly said savings from before. Summer Spirit Child owed, suddenly reacting to something. Her eyes wide as she looked at me. Brother Night Pregna, you've regained your memory. I nodded yes. Summer Spirit Child was stunned. No wonder you've been so strange these past 2 days. Completely like a different person. So you regained your memory. Summer Spirit Child's eyes sparkled as she looked at me. Brother Night Pregna, you're so rich. Are you actually the young master of some top family? I smiled and waved it off. Remove the 2 words young master and you're right. Summer Spirit Child happily nodded. Seeking support all afternoon, Summer Spirit Child and I swept through the entire mall. Every luxury brand store. After dinner in the evening, Summer Spirit Child took her spoils home, while I returned to the hotel. Not long after arriving back at the hotel, I received a call from Summer Spirit Child. The moment I answered, a strange man's voice came through the phone. You're Summer Spirit Child's brother-in-law, right? You have half an hour to reach Cloudview Villa. Otherwise wait to collect Summer Spirit Child's corpse. Cloudview Villa. At this moment Summer Spirit Child's hands were tied, sitting on the sofa, mouth sealed tight with duct tape. 2 black-clad bodyguards, one on each side, standing beside her, eyes never leaving her for a second. The man hung up the phone, turned to the bodyguards. Hurry and untie second Miss Summer. The moment her hands were free, Summer Spirit Child ripped off the tape. Jumped up, warm master outstanding. Are you insane? Daring to tie me up? Among the capital's 3 great families, besides the Summer family, are the Warm and Sue families. Though the Warm family's relationship with the Summer family was unclear, they still had some contact. Second Miss, don't move. I won't hurt you. I only invited you here to make Night Pregna come voluntarily. Summer Spirit Child's heart dropped. She had just learned that I injured Song Bright Marshall's face and crippled one of his arms. Warm Master Outstanding was Song Bright Marshall's sworn brother. He kidnapped her to lure me there. Definitely wanting revenge for Song Bright Marshall. No way, absolutely cannot let Brother Night Pregna come. Summer Spirit Child tried to rush and grab the phone, but was blocked by the bodyguard's Warm Master Outstanding. I warn you, Brother Night Pregna and my sister aren't officially divorced yet. If you dare touch him, my sister won't let you off. Warm Master Outstanding sneered second Miss. Who are you scaring? I heard. Sister Cloud Book has no feelings for Night Pregna at all. Married 2 years and never even glanced at him. Yet dared to bully my brother Bright Marshall. Today he must be taught a proper lesson. This ignorant fool. Summer Spirit Child was so angry she gnashed her teeth, grabbed a glass from the coffee table, and threw it straight at Warm Master Outstanding. Nonsense, my sister and brother-in-law have a great relationship. If you dare touch a hair on his head, my sister will skin you alive. War Master Outstanding dodged the flying glass, sat down on the single sofa. Second miss, am not easily scared. Everyone in the circle says. Summer Cloud Book treats Night Pregna like a worn-out shoe. How could she get angry at me for his sake? War Master Outstanding's eyes flashed fiercely. He crippled one of Song Bright Marshall's arms. Then he'll cripple both of his. He ordered the other bodyguards. You guys guard the door. When he arrives, make him crawlin' on his knees. Summer Spirit Child was so angry smoke nearly came out of her ears. Rolled up her sleeves and charged at War Master Outstanding. You bastard. This lady will fight you to the death. But before she got close, she was pinned down by bodyguard Second Miss. I don't want to hurt you. But if you keep being unreasonable, don't blame me for being rude. The moment War Master Outstanding finished speaking, a piercing breaking sound came from outside. Arrived quite fast. Summer Spirit Child was so worried she was spinning in circles, secretly praying the person who came was her sister, not brother Night Pregna. Earlier when they tied her into the car, she had managed to send a distress message to Summer Cloud. Didn't know if her sister saw it. War Master Outstanding crossed his legs looking toward the living room door, but the next second, he heard the miserable screams of the bodyguards outside. War Master Outstanding was stunned. Could it be someone else arrived? While thinking, the screams suddenly stopped. The next second I appeared at the door, toying with an iron rod. I had just seized from a bodyguard, my demeanor unchanged. War Master Outstanding's eyes widened at me. The man standing at the door, emanating a suffocating aura. The one who arrived was indeed Night Pregna. The moment Summer Spirit Child saw me, she shouted frantically, Brother Night Pregna, run. Don't worry about me, just run. They won't dare do anything to me. War Master Outstanding regained his composure, told the bodyguard beside him. Tape her mouth shut again. Before he finished speaking, a cold wind rushed in. War Master Outstanding only saw a black shadow flash before his eyes, followed by two thuds. 1 second earlier Summer Spirit Child was still worried for me. The next second she saw me effortlessly dispose of the two bodyguards holding her. One hit on the head with the iron rod, the other kicked flying. Both collapsed heavily to the ground, without even a chance to scream. War Master Outstanding saw the situation was bad, hurriedly shouted, men. Where are my men? I smiled at War Master Outstanding. If you mean the dozen plus outside the gate, I advise you not to waste your breath. War Master Outstanding took a sharp breath, looking at me in disbelief. The 20 plus men he brought tonight were all professional bodyguards with excellent skills. Yet were all taken care of so quickly. Less than 10 minutes and they were all down. How could this man's combat ability be so terrifying? Besides my smile, my face showed no other expression. My dark eyes filled with rampant killing intent. Daring to touch my people, truly courting death. War Master Outstanding was numbed by my gaze. My aura pressing down so hard he could barely breathe. If he couldn't get revenge for Song Bright Marshall today, he would have no face left to see people. So War Master Outstanding gathered his courage and said, Night Pregna, you injured Song Bright Marshall's face and arm. Now destroy your own face and cripple both your hands. I'll let you both go. The corner of my mouth curved as I looked at him. The coldest joke I've heard in years. Summer Spirit Child quickly pulled my hand. Brother Night Pregna, let's go, don't bother with him. I nodded gently at Summer Spirit Child. Spirit Child, wait outside for me. Summer Spirit Child looked at me worriedly. Brother Night Pregna. My voice turned unimaginably gentle. Be good. Obediently listened. Summer Spirit Child nodded. All right. Summer Spirit Child walked out of the living room. The next second, War Master Outstanding's miserable scream echoed through the house. Summer Spirit Child was startled by the scream, about to turn back to check, when she saw me walk out. Brother Night Pregna, she hurried over and held my hand. Are you okay? I looked at Summer Spirit Child. I'm fine. Summer Spirit Child shook her head, only relaxing when she saw I was unharmed. Summer Spirit Child followed me out of the courtyard, seeing more than a dozen bodyguards lying scattered on the ground. She covered her mouth, afraid to even breathe loudly. Brother Night Pregna took care of all these people. Summer Spirit Child looked at me with complete admiration. Gave a thumbs up. Brother Night Pregna, what color rainbow do you like? I'll spit one out for you to see. I was amused into laughter, about to speak, when I saw a black Maybach and a silver-gray Bentley speeding toward us. Its sister Summer Spirit Child recognized one of the cars, jumped up shouting, I'm here. Both cars stopped simultaneously before us. Then the Bentley door opened. A tall and slender woman stepped out. Summer Cloud Book glanced over at Summer Spirit Child, happily bouncing like a kangaroo, not looking bullied in the slightest. Then she turned her gaze to me. What are you doing here? With a glance, seeing the brightly lit villa behind, only seeing two bodyguards lying at the main gate, I smiled wickedly. I did it. Someone called saying if I didn't come, to wait and collect Summer Spirit Child's corpse. Summer Spirit Child pulled Summer Cloud Book's sleeve. Sister, you must thank brother-in-law properly. If he hadn't arrived in time to save me, I would have been in big trouble today. I waved it off, no need to thank. They were targeting me anyway. The moment my words ended, the person in the Maybach also stepped out. A woman around Summer Cloudbook's age. Very beautiful. Sorry for frightening Miss Summer Spirit Child and Master Night Pregna. Warm as Snow looked at Summer Spirit Child and me, nodding lightly. Summer Spirit Child snorted arrogantly. We share the same father, Warm as Snow. This sister is much prettier than Warm Master, outstanding. Warm as Snow glanced at the unconscious bodyguards at the gate, coldly saying that idiot who doesn't know his place actually dared kidnap Summer Cloudbook's little sister, completely courting death. Warm as Snow's assistant responded yes. Hurried inside the house. Soon ran back out, eldest miss. Second young master, he has. Warm as Snow's expression slightly changed. Second young master's left pinky has been severed. He has already fainted. Warm as Snow's face changed. Summer Cloudbook was also stunned, instinctively looking toward me. Warm as Snow also looked at me. You did it. I stood tall and extremely arrogant. Yes, I did. Cutting off one finger was already lenient. Summer Spirit Child looked at me in shock. I actually severed Warm Master Outstanding's pinky. No wonder I told her to wait outside earlier. Didn't want to scare her. Oh, brother Night Pregna, how can you be so warm? Warm as Snow clenched her fist, staring at me. Though she had never met me before today, she had heard rumors. Everyone said Summer Cloudbook's husband was a pushover. Anyone could bully him. Yet now that supposed weak man had severed her brother's finger. Cloudbook, your husband, I cut off Warm as Snow's words. Then glanced at Summer Cloudbook. She and I no longer have any relationship. Night Pregna. Summer Cloudbook gnashed her teeth hard. This man actually wanted to cut ties with her so badly. Summer Spirit Child looked at her own sister. Wasn't it you who forced brother Night Pregna to divorce? Why does it look like you're the one being dumped now? Somewhat confused, I curled my lip at Summer Cloudbook, no longer interested in entangling with them, calmly saying, Miss Warm, if you want revenge for your brother, I'm ready anytime. Kindly reminding you, better bring more people next time. After speaking, I directly boarded the supercar parked by the road, floored the accelerator. The car shot off like an arrow. By the time Summer Spirit Child reacted, only red taillights growing further away remained. Summer Spirit Child was so excited she nearly jumped. Sister, let me tell you, brother Night Pregna tonight was insanely handsome. All by himself, he beat Warm Master Outstanding's bodyguards to a pulp. Summer Cloudbook stared in the direction I left, lost in thought. Warm as Snow recalled my overbearing demeanor just now, a hint of interest rising in her heart, not only severing her brother's finger, but also resolving all the bodyguards without a single scratch. This man is not simple. Cloudbook, your ex-husband really makes me see him in a new light. Before Summer Cloudbook could speak, Summer Spirit Child jumped into Warm as Snow. Don't even think about laying ideas on my brother-in-law. He and my sister haven't received the divorce certificate yet. Warm as Snow smiled ambiguously. Then I'll wait until they do. Then I'll pursue him. Cold air instantly surged around Summer Cloudbook's eyes. You dare. Warm as Snow had only been joking, but seeing Summer Cloudbook's reaction, her interest grew even more. Cloudbook, just kidding. You're about to divorce anyway. Me pursuing him has nothing to do with you. Then just try. Summer Cloudbook's eyes were full of warning. Pausing, she added another warning, better keep your brother in check. Next time it won't just be one finger. Warm as Snow nodded. Tonight's incident was the Warm family's fault. Even if I hadn't acted, Summer Cloudbook wouldn't have let Warm Master Outstanding off easily. Cutting one finger can be considered a lesson. To see if he still dares act lawlessly in the future. After coldly warning her, Summer Cloudbook took Summer Spirit Child into the car and left. I returned to the hotel. The moment I entered the room, Ellie was already hugging her laptop excitedly, saying, Night Pregna. I found Black Sands transaction records from 2 years ago. Found a file with your name. Inside was only a bank account number. Using that bank account number, I traced who wanted to kill you 2 years ago. Ellie said nothing more. Directly handed me the tablet. I took it and looked. My face instantly darkened. The Chrono family. So the one who hired Black Sand to assassinate me 2 years ago was someone from the Chrono family. I couldn't believe it. I was about to call grandfather when I saw a news notification appear on screen. In Camellia City, the Chrono family, Chrono Vast Spirit and the eldest miss of the Ginger family have become husband and wife. Wedding date set. Below the headline was the wedding photo of Chrono Vast Spirit and Ginger Medicine Pavilion. I stared at the photo in shock. These two, one was my cousin. The other was my fiancé, betrothed 5 years ago. They were actually about to get married, and had even taken wedding photos. Those bastards, Chrono Vast Spirit and Ginger Medicine Pavilion, think I'm already dead. I immediately searched online for everything that happened in the Chrono family these 2 years, finally discovering 2 major events. The first was that 2 years ago the Chrono family actually announced my death, even shamelessly, held a funeral for me. The second was that grandfather of the Chrono family grieved excessively over my death, suffered a stroke and became half paralyzed. Grandfather was the only person in the Chrono family who knew my true abilities. Unless he saw my corpse with his own eyes, he would never believe I was dead. Logically speaking, the incident 2 years ago when I was hunted and fell off a cliff, the Chrono family shouldn't have known. Unless I stared at the bank account I had just traced. Both parents died early. From young I was groomed by grandfather as the heir. If I died, the inheritance rights would fall to the second branch. Thinking here I understood everything. Ellie went to the wine cabinet and poured me a glass of red wine. Grinning night pregna, this time I brought plenty of men. Enough for you to flatten the entire Chrono family. I glanced at her coldly. Don't be nosy. Ellie plopped onto the sofa. What's wrong? Not planning to take revenge for this grudge. I took a sip of red wine. How could someone as kind as me do such a thing? Ellie snapped her fingers, smiling satisfactorily. 2 years apart and you haven't changed a bit. Pack up a bit. Tomorrow I have to return to Brocade City. The night after that I slept poorly. As soon as I boarded the plane I put on an eye mask and caught up on sleep. After getting off the plane I went to the hotel and slept some more. At 9 in the evening I woke up to have dinner. Then under the cover of darkness I made my move. The Huaxiajiang clan has 6 great centuries-old families that divide the north and south. In the northern capital stands the Su clan. The Wen clan and the Xia clan, 3 great houses, stand at the peak. Among them the Xia clan is the strongest. While in the southern Brocade City there is the Mu clan. The Jiang clan and the Kang clan, 3 families, stand in opposition. Only 20 years ago, the Mu clan, for some unknown reason, the entire family emigrated abroad, and the Kang clan, due to years of internal strife, gradually declined. Thus at present, the most prestigious and powerful family in Brocade City is none other than the Jiang clan. The matriarch of the Kang clan and my grandmother were close friends. When they were young she even saved my life once. My grandmother never forgot that debt. These past years she has continuously supported the Kang clan. She even intended for our 2 families to become related by marriage. So as soon as I came of age, I was summoned back to become engaged to Kang Duok Din. 5 years ago at that engagement banquet, under the strong push of both families, it was held with extreme grandeur and extravagance. The next day the Kang clan stocks rose 5 points. After that, the Kang clan sailed smoothly in the business world. Everything went extremely well. Very quickly I arrived at the old Jiang family estate. I parked at the back gate facing the street, and climbed over the wall alone. What surprised me was, all the Jiang family bodyguards had been completely replaced. Moreover, the security was far stricter than before. I circled around to the small building where grandfather lived. Searched the entire building, yet saw no sign of grandfather. Grandfather had a stroke and was not recovering at home. Could second uncle have moved him to a nursing facility? Unable to find grandfather, I had no intention of staying longer. But when descending the stairs I accidentally alerted the guards. Very quickly the Jiang family alarm rang out. More and more guards came running. In panic I fled to the 3rd floor, and ran straight into a man. Without a word I struck with a palm and knocked him out. Turned and rushed into the guest room planning to jump from the balcony. Who knew that the moment I entered, a cloying sweet fragrance assaulted me. Someone was in the room. I quickly shut the door behind me, turned around and saw Ha Van Thursday standing before me. Why is she here? Ha Van Thursday never expected the intruder to be me. Why is Jiang Hai here? And alerting so many guards. Footsteps rapidly approached from outside. I had no time to explain. Like lightning I hid in the bathroom. The bathroom door had just closed when someone knocked on the guest room door. I gripped the doorknob tightly, listening warily to the sounds outside. Someone entered and asked Ha Van Thursday if she had seen anyone suspicious. Ha Van Thursday said there was no one. I breathed a sigh of relief, so she still had some conscience. She did not betray me. Come out once the guards leave. Suddenly came the ice-cold voice of Ha Van Thursday from outside. I stepped out, and immediately heard Ha Van Thursday ask, "Why are you here?" I raised a brow and gave a cold laugh. "That is the question I should be asking you, Ha Van Thursday. Why are you in my house?" "Your house." Ha Van Thursday was stunned. "You belong to the Jiang clan. Who else could it be?" I saw a cup of tea on the table, picked it up and took a sip. Ha Van Thursday eyes were unreadable. "It seems the Jiang clan has no one named Jiang Hai. If you belong to the Jiang clan, there is no way the Jiang family guards would not recognize you." I put down the empty cup. "You will find out soon enough. Talking too much is useless. Right now I still do not want the Jiang family to know I am still alive." I walked toward the window to check the situation outside, but after only 2 steps my legs went soft. Ha Van Thursday thought I was injured, quickly rushed forward to support me. I looked up, my face already flushed an unnatural red. Ha Van Thursday froze, suddenly remembering the glass of juice I had just drunk. That was the glass her cousin of Jiang Hao then had just brought up. Damn it, that bastard dared to drug me. I frantically tore at my collar. The last shred of rationality burned away by raging fire. Unable to control myself, I threw myself at Ha Van Thursday. Ha Van Thursday jaw clenched tight. She grabbed my flailing hands. "Jiang Hao, I endure it." The next second I kissed her. All the blood in Ha Van Thursday body instantly surged with suffocating heat. Her heart raced. This feeling was all too familiar. Exactly like that night 5 years ago. Thursday eyes burned as she stared at me. Could it be him? I fell into a nightmare. In the dream I returned to that rainy night 5 years ago. At that time I was in South Africa participating in humanitarian aid. Terrorists attacked the hospital. I was captured. I was blindfolded. No matter how I begged, that woman would not let me go. In the middle of the night when I opened my eyes, I saw Thursday lying beside me. I was stunned for a moment. 2 years of marriage. She had never even touched my hand. Everything came back. What happened last night instantly became clear in my mind. I had been drugged and treated Thursday as the antidote. Seeing Thursday beside me, her eyelids fluttered, about to wake. I immediately struck like lightning. One palm chopped to her neck. Thursday had just opened her eyes when I knocked her unconscious. I instantly sighed in relief, got out of bed, and before dawn left the Jiang estate. Not long after I left, Thursday woke up. She sat up in bed. My figure was already long gone from the room. If not for the messy sheets and that red stain, plus several clear scratch marks on her shoulder, she would almost have thought everything last night was just a dream. Thursday rubbed her aching neck, a flash of anger in her eyes. That damn man slept with her and even dared to knock her out. The phone kept ringing twice. Thursday picked up the phone, discovered it was a message from me, opened it and looked. Her eyes instantly turned ice cold. I had transferred her 9 dong and 99 cents, and even sent a 1-star bad review. Thursday stared at the 999 transfer, cold air radiating from her entire body. What does this damn man think she is? And this review? It was utter humiliation. Thursday gripped the phone tightly. Jiang Hai, you better pray I do not catch you. Otherwise. Thursday suppressed the rage in her heart, called her assistant Tru Tuet to come pick her up. Last night she had come to discuss matters with Jiang Nanduk. A servant accidentally spilled tea on her, so she came to the guest room to change clothes. Thursday recalled the drug juice. Murderous intent flashed in her eyes. He actually dared to scheme against her. Very well. Very quickly the driver arrived. As soon as Thursday got in the car, Duong Din in the passenger seat handed her a stack of documents. Miss, as you instructed, I investigated Ellie, but strangely, I found no connection whatsoever between her and Jiang Hai. Thursday took the documents and glanced through them. Her face icy cold. Their relationship is definitely not ordinary. Otherwise, with Ellie's status and position, she could not possibly be so respectful toward him. Thursday right now, just thinking that I might be lovers with Ellie, made irritation rise in her heart. Jiang Hai, just how many things is this man still hiding from her? What exactly is his connection to the Jiang clan? And last night Thursday rubbed her temple. She picked up her phone and dialed my number. The phone rang for a very long time. Finally someone answered. Hello, my lazy voice came through the phone, as if I had not fully woken up. Before Thursday could speak, the next second, she heard Ellie's voice on the phone. Jiang Hai, who is it? Thursday gripped the phone tightly, rage igniting early in the morning. Why is Ellie beside Jiang Hai? Could it be they spent the night together? I on the other end, hearing Thursday voice, hung up immediately. Thursday called again. My phone was already unreachable. I had blocked her. Very well, Jiang Fong. You really think I cannot do anything to you? Thursday lightly pressed her red lips. The seductive corners of her mouth curved into a cold smile. Inside the hotel, Ellie stood by the bed grinning, watching me hang up. I glanced at her. How is the investigation I asked you to do? Old Jiang is currently in a nursing facility on the outskirts. I nodded, changed clothes and went out. When I arrived, I discovered guards stationed outside grandfather hospital room. I slipped in while no one was watching. A few minutes later in the doctor lounge, I walked out wearing a white coat and mask. The eldest young master is inside. Please wait a moment, sir. A guard stopped me. I nodded, cold light flashing in my eyes. The eldest young master he spoke of must be Jiang Hao then. Inside the hospital room, Jiang Hao then held Jiang Hai's grandfather hand, forcing him to press his fingerprint onto documents. With these documents, once he marries Kang Duok Din, he would become the sole heir of the Jiang clan. Jiang Hao then stood by the bed, looking at the comatose old man, let out a cold laugh. Grandfather, after my uncle passed away that year, you should have named my father the heir, instead of Jiang Fong. You were too biased. Everything leaned toward Uncle House. These past years you poured all your effort into molding Jiang Fong into a qualified heir. But what was the result? Did he not still die by our hands? Do not blame us for being ruthless. If you must blame someone, blame yourself, for not only choosing him as heir, but also wanting to marry him to the woman I love most, Duok Din. I will never allow it. Now the Jiang clan is under my father's control. In the future I too will become the master of the Jiang clan, and Duok Din will forever be mine. Only mine. Jiang Hao then laughed coldly. So grandfather, rest assured, we grandchildren will make the Jiang clan better and better, stronger and stronger. It is just a pity you will no longer have the chance to see it. if not to deceive the world. Father would not have let this old bastard live until now. Once Duok Din and I finish the wedding ceremony, this old bastard will have no more use. I stood outside the door, head slightly lowered, murderous intent surging in my eyes. It seems grandfather's stroke was also connected to Jiang Guinduk, and this father-son pair Jiang Haothan. A moment later Jiang Haothan left the room, walking while answering a call. Have the clothes arrived yet? Good, I will be right there. I watched Jiang Haothan retreating back, my gaze ice cold. 3 days from now is Jiang Haothan and Kang Duok Din wedding. I need to think carefully, what kind of big gift to prepare for them. Something they will remember for the rest of their lives. After Jiang Haothan left I entered the room. The moment I stepped in, I saw grandfather whom I had not seen in over 2 years, wearing an oxygen mask lying on the bed. When grandfather was young he served in the army, and always kept the habit of training, so his body had always been very strong, even in old age. He was healthier than most his age. But at this moment, the old man on the hospital bed was thin as a rail, his complexion yellow as wax, looking like a candle about to go out. Seeing grandfather like this I could not bear the anxiety. Immediately took his pulse. After a thorough examination, I finally confirmed my suspicion. Grandfather did not have a stroke. He had been poisoned. These beasts even dared to harm their own father. They truly deserve to be struck by heavenly lightning. I suppressed the rage in my heart. Now is not the time to be angry. I must find a way to rescue grandfather. I took out a small bottle from my pocket, poured 2 pills into grandfather's mouth. Afraid of being discovered, I temporarily left the hospital, found a nearby cafe and called Ellie. Together we planned grandfather rescue. Once everything was arranged, I returned to the hospital. But when I reached grandfather's room door, I discovered all the guards outside had been knocked unconscious, and grandfather, who should have been lying in the room, had disappeared. Grandfather, I panicked. I had only been gone for a little over an hour. How could grandfather vanish? My phone rang at that exact moment. I opened it and instantly drew a cold breath. It was a photo of grandfather, sent from an unknown number. Murderous intent exploded in my eyes. I immediately called the number back. The moment it connected I demanded, "Where is my grandfather?" On the other end, a familiar voice rang out, "Mr. Jiang. Miss Ha asked me to pass on a message. If you want to save your grandfather, come to Cloud Lake Mansion to see her." My back stiffened, my eyes turned red. On Thursday that bitch actually dared to kidnap grandfather to threaten me. And Miss Ha asked me to remind you. Remove her number from your blacklist. After Duong Din finished speaking he hung up. Cloud Lake Mansion. Every first-tier city in Huaxia has high-end residential areas developed by the Jiang clan. Cloud Lake Mansion is one of them. At this moment Haven Thursday was sitting on the living room sofa, a laptop on her lap, her fingers rapidly typing. The surveillance footage from last night at the Jiang estate had been pulled up, but many segments had been deliberately deleted. She was trying to recover them. Duong Din walked over to Haven Thursday. "Miss, I have already called Mr. Jiang. He should be on his way now." Hearing this, Haven Thursday gave a cold laugh. In less than half an hour, I had already rushed to Cloud Lake Mansion. The moment I entered I was like I had swallowed gunpowder. Storming up to Haven Thursday. "Haven Thursday, what have you done to my grandfather?" Haven Thursday closed her laptop and gave a faint cold smile, looking at me. "Who is your grandfather?" I laughed in anger. "Do not play dumb with me." Haven Thursday had kidnapped grandfather to threaten me, meaning she already knew my identity. Haven Thursday narrowed her eyes, appraising me. Her red lips curved into an arc. "So should I call you Jiang Hai or Jiang Fong?" I clenched my fists and glared at her. Jiang Fong is my real name. Jiang Hai is my childhood name. These past years abroad, to avoid exposing my identity, I used the alias Jiang Hai. After using it for so long I grew accustomed to it. Haven Thursday said to herself, "I guess the time you recovered your memories was not long after the time the Jiang clan announced Jiang Fong death, plus what you said last night." So I boldly guessed. "You are the eldest young master of the Jiang clan who died 2 years ago." Jiang Fong, I shrugged. Since Haven Thursday already knew, there was nothing left for me to hide. I looked up at her. "Yes, I am Jiang Fong." Haven Thursday looked at me and asked, "When did you recover your memories?" My gaze carried a hint of indifference. "The day you demanded divorce." Haven Thursday recalled that day, her brows lightly furrowed. I gave a self-mocking laugh. "I should even thank you. If you had not been so heartless, I probably would not have recovered my memories even now." Haven Thursday expression darkened as she looked at me. "Jiang Fong, do you have to speak to me with such thorns?" I replied without courtesy. "I do not need to be nice to an ex-wife." Haven Thursday was rendered speechless. She glared at me in silence for a while, then suddenly asked, "Last night, when did you leave?" I was stunned. If she had not mentioned last night I would have been fine. The moment she did, all my anger surged up. I was about to explode. Haven Thursday suddenly stepped forward, her sharp gaze fixed on me. "This morning when I called you, why was Ellie beside you? Do not tell me you spent the whole night with her rolling in the sheets." Hearing Haven Thursday say this, I was stunned for a moment, then realized what she meant. My face instantly turned pale. Who did I roll in the sheets with last night? Did she not know? So it turned out. She did not want to acknowledge what happened last night. I stared at Hav on Thursday. A self-mocking laugh flashed in my eyes. Yes. Last night I was indeed rolling in the sheets with her. Hav on Thursday back stiffened. Clearly last night I had also been drugged just like her. If I left, and then spent the night with Ellie, then they thinking this far. Hav on Thursday inwardly went mad with anger, wishing she could tear Ellie apart. I am her husband, yet spent a night with another woman. Jiang Fong, how can you be so shameless? I looked coldly at Hav on Thursday. Yes, I am shameless. Otherwise how could I these past 2 years? Thick face cling to you. Like a licking dog fawning over you. Now that I think back on those 2 years, I only feel humiliated. How could I ever endure such humiliation? Hav on Thursday stared fixedly. I narrowed my eyes dangerously. Unexpectedly grabbed my arm and dragged me upstairs. I was about to shake her off, but my foot slipped, and I fell hard. Hav on Thursday reached out to catch me but was one step too late. Could only watch helplessly as my head smashed into the corner of the table. Fresh blood stabbed into Hav on Thursday's eyes. She hurriedly stepped forward wanting to support me. I angrily glared at her. Get lost. Do not touch me. I clutched the wound on my forehead, weakly leaning against Hav on Thursday's shoulder, wanting to struggle but having no strength left. Hav on Thursday panicked. Quickly shouted Duong Din. Call the doctor now. Very quickly. Duong Din summoned the family doctor from the villa. The doctor examined the wound on my forehead. It was quite deep. Needed stitches. I had taken that medicine and had not rested at all. Today I had been tormented again. At this moment the wound hurt and felt terrible. In a daze I fell asleep. Hav on Thursday sat by the bed watching the doctor stitch my wound, her emotions gradually calming. What is wrong with me? Why did I lose control like that? Just because last night Jiang Hao I was with Ellie. When we drank that glass, both of us were drugged with an aphrodisiac. We barely remember what happened afterward. In that situation, him staying with me would have been the best choice. Yet he would rather go find Ellie than want me. Hav on Thursday really did not want to admit she was going crazy. Extremely crazy. At this moment Duong Din suddenly entered from outside. Miss. The Jiang family servant brought Tong Mat Tun here, saying the investigation is clear. The person who drugged your tea last night was him. Hav on Thursday gave a cold laugh. She did not think it was that simple. The Jiang clan clearly wanted to find a scapegoat to fool her. Hav on Thursday spoke. Hold him. Continue the investigation. When I woke again, it was already dark outside. Instinctively I wanted to touch my forehead, but my hand was caught by a cool soft one. The wound has just been bandaged. Do not move. I looked at Hav on Thursday infuriatingly beautiful face, really wanting to curse. Hav on Thursday, exactly where did I offend you? That you treat me like this? Hav on Thursday sat by the bed without speaking. I angrily glared at her. Hav on Thursday, we are already divorced. Divorced, do you understand? An ex-wife should act like an ex-wife. Ex-wife again. Hav on Thursday now went mad hearing those 2 words. Does he not love her very much? Could recovering his memories make him forget his feelings for her? Hav on Thursday held my hand. Jiang Fong. We are still in the cooling off period for divorce. I can withdraw the divorce application anytime. Hearing Hav on Thursday say this I instantly exploded. Hav on Thursday, do not be unreasonable. You were the one who proposed divorce first. I agreed to it. Now you want to change your mind. Do you think it is that easy? What do you take me for? Hav on Thursday stared at me, provoking me further. When I am provoked I can do anything. Do not forget your grandfather is still in my hands. I almost forgot about this. Grandfather was still in her hands. I grabbed Hav on Thursday collar. Hav on Thursday, if you dare touch a single hair on my grandfather, I will never forgive you. She actually dared to use grandfather to threaten me. Because I was too agitated. My head started hurting again. Easy now. Hav on Thursday supported my shoulders, not letting me move wildly. I already had someone send old Jiang back to the capital. A medical team has been arranged there. He will receive the best treatment and care. You do not need to worry at all. Hav on Thursday had a premonition. This time when I leave the capital, I might never return. To keep me, this was the simplest and most direct way. As long as old Jiang is in the capital, no matter where I go I will come back. I clenched my fists, angrily glaring at her. Hav on Thursday, what exactly do you want? Offering kindness without reason. Either robbery or theft. Hav on Thursday, corners of her mouth curved into a smile. Silent for a few seconds. Suddenly said Jiang Hao, I suddenly do not want to divorce anymore. I was stunned. Do not want to divorce. I stared at Hav on Thursday for a moment and gave a cold laugh. If we do not divorce, what about your white? Are you planning to step on 2 boats? What nonsense are you spouting? Hav on Thursday face darkened as she looked at me. Last time the information was wrong. We did not find that person. The smile on my face froze. No wonder she suddenly changed her mind about divorce. So it was because she could not find her white moonlight. My expression turned cold as I looked at her. Hav on Thursday, I am not your licking dog that comes when called and leaves when dismissed. Do not treat me as a substitute for your white moonlight. Hav on Thursday frowned tightly. I never treated you as anyone's substitute. I wave my hand no matter what you say. I will not continue being with you. I looked coldly at Haven Thursday. Adding Haven Thursday forcing a melon will not make it sweet. Haven Thursday looked at me indifferently. Whether it is sweet or not you only know after plucking it and tasting. I was speechless. An indescribable frustration rising in my heart. How come I never discovered before that this woman was so shameless, so thick-skinned? Haven Thursday saw I still wanted to speak. Cutting me off first. Jiang Fong. I have no other intentions. As long as you want grandfather safe. Using grandfather to threaten me again. Fine. Haven Thursday, you win. No divorce then no divorce. At worst, who is afraid of whom? In my eyes, Haven Thursday was just momentarily excited, suddenly finding me interesting. The more I resisted, the more interested she became. The more she wanted to conquer me. If I acted like before, obediently listening to her, in no time she would probably lose interest. Thinking this, I said no more. Haven Thursday looked at the clock. Are you hungry? Do you want to eat something? I shook my head. Not hungry. I want to rest. Saying that, I lay down, closed my eyes and pretended to sleep. Haven Thursday stopped bothering me, turned and went outside. As soon as she went downstairs, she heard my phone on the tea table suddenly ring. Haven Thursday picked it up and looked. The caller's second dog, Ellie. Haven Thursday gripped it tightly. Cold air radiating from the entire phone. A moment later she answered. On the other end came Jiang Hai voice. Have you reached the nursing facility? Why can I not see you? Where are you? Jiang Hai. Jiang Hai. Haven Thursday cold voice rang out. Jiang Hai is with me. Ellie on the other end was stunned then. Shouted Haven Thursday. You bitch. Where did you take Jiang Hai? Haven Thursday voice showed no ripple. Jiang Hai is the husband of me. Haven Thursday. Naturally he is with me. Ellie immediately retorted. Haven Thursday, have you no shame? Do I need to remind you? You two are already divorced and it was you who proposed it. Haven Thursday paused. Her voice grew colder. So what? As long as the divorce papers are not finalized for one more day, Jiang Hai remains my husband for that day. Ellie, I warn you, stay far away from my husband. Saying that without waiting for Ellie's reaction, Haven Thursday hung up. At this moment Duong Din approached. Miss. The Jiang estate surveillance has been recovered. Already sent to your phone. Hearing this, Haven Thursday quickly took out her phone. Very soon she saw in the surveillance the footage of me leaving. The time was 5:36. And another segment of the second floor corridor had been deleted. Haven Thursday opened it. Saw Lam Batien enter her room. The time on the surveillance was 5:56. Haven Thursday looked at these two clips, suddenly realizing something. A light flashed in her eyes. This morning she had woken up after 6 o'clock, less than an hour after I left. And Lam Batien entered the room only after I had just left. So the person who was with her last night was actually me. Haven Thursday tried hard to recall last night. Some blurry images gradually surfaced in her mind. She remembered Jiang Hai. The person with her last night was indeed me. She had misunderstood me. Haven Thursday looked upstairs, her eyes filled with regret. Why did you not explain even one sentence? In your eyes, am I really that unimportant, that you were too lazy to even say one word of explanation? Duong Din saw Haven Thursday deep in thought. Spoke again. Miss. Our people have found out clearly. It was Jiang Nanduk who brought Lam Batien. And it was he who drugged the tea. And the person Jiang Nanduk brought is undoubtedly a scapegoat. Haven Thursday closed the video, her face cold and terrifying. Issue the order. Suspend all cooperation with the Jiang clan. And the Jiang clan no more cooperation. Yes, thinking that I still had not eaten at this hour, she instructed the nearby servant to prepare nourishing porridge and 2 light side dishes to bring up. Before Haven Thursday could finish speaking, from upstairs came the panicked voice of a servant. This is bad, miss. Mr. Jiang jumped out the window and escaped. What? Haven Thursday rushed to her bedroom and looked. My figure was already long gone from the room. I left Haven Thursday private villa. On the way I met Ellie, who came to rescue me. Knowing Haven Thursday had taken grandfather and was threatening me not to divorce, Ellie was furious. Jiang Hao, I really cannot let this go. Ellie made a throat-slitting gesture. Just kill her. Then a widow regains her single status. I was completely defeated. No matter what, Haven Thursday once saved my life. Doing that would be unrighteous. Ellie looked down on me. I was just joking. Someone as ruthless as you worrying about righteousness. Jiang Hao, I think you just like her. Cannot bear to. I pressed my lips together and said nothing. Though I really did not want to admit it. Deep down I knew. When I had amnesia I liked Haven Thursday. After recovering my memories, I still had feelings for Haven Thursday. Seeing I said nothing, Ellie continued. Jiang Hao, I must remind you. Haven Thursday and we are not on the same path. I cut her off. No need to remind me. I know, and precisely because I know. That is why I do not want to continue entangling with Haven Thursday. I absolutely must divorce her. My mood was depressed. Returned to the hotel, changed clothes and went out again. I needed to vent a little. Haven Thursday found out which hotel I was in. She came looking for me. Who knew that the moment she arrived at the hotel entrance, She saw me walking out, getting into a supercar. Havan Thursday immediately told the driver, "Follow the car in front." Half an hour later, I parked at an inconspicuous bar. At the bar entrance, Havan Thursday looked at the sign, saw me enter the bar. Havan Thursday immediately followed. High Street, the famous bar street of Brocade City. Beneath this street lies a hidden underground fighting arena. The entrance is precisely that inconspicuous bar. Havan Thursday pushed open the door. A thick smell of alcohol hit her face. It was only 3 in the morning. The bar was at its liveliest. The dance floor was a sea of demons dancing wildly. Flashing lights, heavy metal music deafening. Havan Thursday scanned the room once. Havan Thursday scanned the room once again. Still did not see my figure. "Miss, what would you like to drink?" The server first sized up the woman who had just entered twice, only then approached to ask. Havan Thursday said nothing. Directly took out a transparent card from her bag, handed it to the server, who glanced at it, took it, went to the bar counter to verify the code on the card, then returned the card to her, and led her to the elevator for basement level 3. After exiting the elevator, turn left and go straight. Havan Thursday nodded. Entered the elevator. The elevator went straight down to basement level 3. The doors had just opened when deafening cheers were heard. Roaring cheers rang out. Havan Thursday stepped out of the elevator. What met her eyes was a massive boxing ring. On the electronic screen above the ring, displayed the photo and historical record of boxing king A. Sam. The stands around the ring were mostly filled with wealthy people, and quite a few foreigners. Looking around, it was a sea of heads, everyone showing crazed excitement. Havan Thursday went straight to the stands. The very top was the VIP area. Standing at the best viewing position on the stands, she scanned once. Still did not discover me. Could I have guessed wrong? I did not come down here at all. Is this a joke? This match is actually a rookie. A rookie dares to fight a Sam, courting death. Just wait to be turned into minced meat. I bet he cannot last 10 minutes. Will be knocked out flat. 10 minutes is too long. At most 3 minutes. Not even 1 minute, one punch from a Sam and he is done. Havan Thursday heard the crowd on the stands discussing, raised her eyes to look, just in time to see the large screen switch to another name. A light flashed in her eyes. It was actually Phantom Eagle. Though she did not often come to the underground arena, she still knew of this mythical figure. For 2 years he dominated the European underground scene, creating countless legends. Even now in the European underground arenas, many legends about him still circulate. Havan Thursday silently thought she was lucky to actually encounter a figure like Phantom Eagle in a domestic underground arena. Holy shit, Phantom Eagle. Are my eyes blind? How could it be Phantom Eagle? He retired from the scene years ago. Why would he appear here? Those who spent years in the underground world had all heard the name Phantom Eagle, a legendary figure in boxing, a boss among bosses. Became famous right after coming of age, with a pair of iron fists exploding with power, sweeping every underground arena in Europe, from debut to retirement. Never lost a single match. His 2-year underground record still remains unbroken to this day. All the spectators in the stands were stunned. Very quickly the referee entered the ring. A Sam followed close behind. Everyone held their breath, eyes fixed on the opposite passageway in anticipation. 10 odd seconds later, a man wearing a golden mask slowly stepped out. He appeared somewhat lean, but his eyes were cold and sharp, showing not the slightest emotion. The stands instantly erupted. The large screen above the ring constantly updated the betting amounts for this match from a few billion at the start, skyrocketing to hundreds of billions, and the number kept rising. Havan Thursday standing in the stands was somewhat shocked. It was Jiang Hai, even though I wore a mask. Havan Thursday recognized me instantly from my build, with just one glance. "Jiang Hai, get down here for me." Havan Thursday shouted, herself hoarse, pushing through the crowd rushing toward the ring. Does she know what she is doing? A few hours ago she was still injured. Now she dares to go on the ring with someone. "Jiang Hai, get down here for me." Havan Thursday, disregarding everything, wanted to charge under the ring. Unfortunately the crowd excitement was too high. No matter how she tried, she could not squeeze through. Very quickly the match began. The moment the bell rang, I shot toward a Sam like lightning. In a flash, a fierce punch already landed on his face. A Sam was no pushover either. Though he took a punch, his reaction was extremely fast, immediately counterattacking. Seeing him swing a fist toward my head, Havan Thursday heart leaped to her throat, but right at that moment I nimbly dodged. The next second leaped to a Sam's side, ruthlessly punched his ribs. A Sam let out a low groan on the ring, nearly kneeling down. Below the stands cheers never stopped. The atmosphere grew increasingly feverish, the air filled with frenzied excitement. A Sam's eyes turned red, his attacks growing increasingly vicious, but every time they were elegantly evaded by me. The later it got, the more a Sam fell into a passive position. After more than 10 moves he was covered in injuries, his face swollen like a pig head. In contrast, not only was I unharmed, not even a single hair was out of place. This was not a fight. It was completely me unilaterally bathing Assam. The match did not last very long. Less than 10 minutes. Assam was sent flying off the ring by my spinning kick. Directly knocked unconscious. The arena exploded again. This wave of cheers and roars even louder than before. Everyone was shouting my name. I stood in the center of the ring. A beam of light shining down on me. The large screen playing a close-up of my face. At this moment no one dared to doubt the identity of Phantom Eagle anymore. Never thought in this lifetime I would personally witness the great Phantom Eagle fight. What kind of immortal luck is this for me? Is the Phantom Eagle god planning to return to the scene? I am so excited. Below the stands everyone was roaring and cheering, showing their love and worship for me. Except for Havan Thursday. She looked at me on the large screen. For some reason, her heart suddenly ached. Why do his eyes look so empty? As if separated from the outside world. Without the slightest emotion. From the moment he stepped onto the ring until now. His fists had never relaxed for a single moment. His lips also tightly pressed. As if suppressing something. Something is wrong. The deafening cheers around made me somewhat uncomfortable. I mechanically raised my head to look at the stands. A flash in my eyes. I seemed to see a familiar figure. I glanced once then turned and left. As soon as I exited the bar, I saw Havan Thursday standing waiting in front of my car. Why is she here? Could the person I saw in the underground arena just now really be her? Then did she recognize me? Havan Thursday stared at me from not far away, waved her hand. My eyes turned cold as I looked at her. Having just vented my frustration, at this moment it quietly rose again. Seeing I did not move, Havan Thursday quickly walked toward me. I looked at her and asked Havan Thursday, "What do you want?" "That is the question I should be asking you." Havan Thursday was so angry she grabbed my wrist. "Jiang Hai, do you know what you just did? Have you forgotten you are still injured?" At that time she never expected I would be that strong. The moment she saw me step onto the ring, in her mind she only thought I was still injured. What if something happened? At that moment, Havan Thursday felt her heart about to jump out of her throat, wishing she could fly onto the ring and drag me down. I looked coldly at Havan Thursday. The corners of my mouth curved into a cold laugh. "If you had not said it I would have almost forgotten." Havan Thursday gritted her teeth hard. A breath stuck in her chest, neither up nor down. So frustrated she wanted to die. "Jiang Hai, do not forget your grandfather is still in my hands." A cold light flashed in my eyes. I gritted my teeth and spat out 3 words, "Bitch woman." Really wanted to blow her head off. "Get in the car." Havan Thursday pulled open the car door. I glanced at her. Reluctantly got in. Havan Thursday drove. Her eyes occasionally glancing at me, pretending to sleep. Full of scrutiny and curiosity. "Jiang Hai, just how many identities do you still have?" She suddenly asked the eldest. "Young master of the Jiang clan Jiang Feng is you. The boxing king who dominates the arena Phantom Eagle is also you. Just how many identities does this man still have?" I opened my eyes, my gaze cold and guarded, gave a faint laugh. "Guess." Havan Thursday glanced at me. "Whenever you want to tell me. I am always ready to listen." Back at Havan Thursday Villa. It was almost dawn. The wound on my forehead had split open again. It was treated once more. I took 2 more anti-inflammatory pills. After breakfast, I boredly turned on the TV. Just in time to catch the interview with Jiang Hao then and Kang Duok Din. "Mr. Jiang, there are rumors that after you two marry, the companies of both families will achieve even closer cooperation. Can you reveal a little? In what area the cooperation will be?" The Jiang clan and Kang clan have always been family friends. Business cooperation has never stopped. Now that the two families are becoming related by marriage, cooperation will naturally be even closer than before. There are even rumors the two companies may merge. Jiang Hao then gently held Kang Duok Din's hand. "Actually, I am not very clear either. It is all discussed between my father and Uncle Kang." At this moment Kang Duok Din also spoke. "On the wedding day, everyone will know. Miss Kang online, some people say you are marrying Mr. Jiang to fulfill the engagement with the Jiang clan. Actually in your heart you still love the deceased Jiang Feng. Is that true?" The moment Jiang Feng's name was mentioned, Kang Duok Din frowned. "I have always seen Jiang Feng as an older brother. Back then the engagement with him was only due to pressure from the elders of both families. Originally planned to wait until he was a bit older, then dissolve the engagement. Who knew heaven was jealous of heroes?" Jiang Hao then beside her also quietly lowered his head, looking as if touching on an old painful memory. Cousin was truly pitiful. After speaking, Jiang Hao then looked affectionately at his future bride beside him. "My marriage with Duok Din contains no business interests whatsoever. The person I have loved from beginning to end is Duok Din. We are marrying because we love each other." My eyes darkly stared at the dog man and woman on TV. The corners of my mouth could not help curving into a cold laugh. "Well said, love each other. Looks like Kang Duok Din has forgotten how she used to chase me. Though I did not love her, we were after all once engaged. To be spoken of by her like this, making it seem as if I was the one shamelessly clinging. This breath I truly cannot swallow. Perfect, I also want to see Just how much Kang Duok-din and Jeong Hao-then love each other. While I was thinking, I heard a voice from outside the door. I am Lam Batien. I am Van Thursday friend. Please tell Van Thursday. I am waiting for her downstairs. I raised a brow. Lam Batien. I remember Jeong Hao-then cousin. It is this guy. I turned my head, and saw the servant leading a man dressed head to toe in luxury brands. Walking in, Lam Batien did not recognize me and clearly did not expect there would be another man in Van Thursday Villa. Seeing me in sleepwear, his face immediately darkened. Who are you? Lam Batien pointed at me loudly questioning. The servant who led Lam Batien and introduced. This is the husband of our family, Miss Van Thursday. Lam Batien drew a cold breath. What? This is the hidden marriage husband of Ha Van Thursday. The rumored hidden marriage husband of Van Thursday. Is he not supposed to be hideously ugly? I pushed open the guest room door. The early morning sunlight fell on Lam Batien's still drowsy face. He had not yet digested the words Van Thus husband when he saw me stroll forward and casually pick up the coffee cup on the table to take a sip. You are Lam Batien? I asked lightly. He stiffened and nodded. I remember you. I smiled faintly. You're the one who slipped the aphrodisiac into my wife's drink that night at the Jeong estate, aren't you? Lam Batien's face turned deathly pale. His legs went limp. Before he could open his mouth to explain, Ha Van Thursday had already come down the stairs, her voice cold as ice. Lam Batien, I'll give you 3 seconds to confess, otherwise for the rest of your life you need never appear in Brocade City again. 3 seconds later Lam Batien collapsed to his knees and spilled everything. It was Jeong Gwyn-duk and Jeong Hao-then who ordered him to do it. The goal was to disgrace Ha Van Thursday and thereby sever cooperation between the Ha clan and the Jeong clan. I only gave a cold laugh, took a photo of him kneeling and sent it straight to the Jeong family group chat. At the same time, grandfather had been secretly escorted back from the capital to Brocade City by Ellie's bodyguards. He was now lying in a private villa awake, waiting only for me to see him one last time before I unleashed the slaughter. 3 days later, the wedding of the century between Jeong Hao-then and Kang Duok-din took place in grand splendor at a 6-star hotel. Fresh flowers and media cameras were everywhere. When the priest asked, "Does anyone object to this marriage?" the entire hall fell silent. Then the main doors burst open. I walked in wearing a black suit and the familiar golden mask of Phantom Eagle. Behind me, grandfather sat in a wheelchair, hair now completely white but his eyes sharp as blades. The entire venue froze. I stood in the center of the grand hall, voice not loud but clear enough for everyone to hear. Jeong Hao-then, 2 years ago you hired assassins to push me off a cliff. Kang Duok-din, 5 years ago you said you only saw me as an older brother. What about now? Jeong Gwyn-duk, you poisoned your own father to seize power. Today I have returned simply to settle all old debts in one go. I raised my hand and clapped once. The giant screen behind the altar immediately switched to video footage. Jeong Hao-then transferring money to hire killers, Kang Duok-din kneeling and begging him help me get rid of Jeong Fong, and Jeong Gwyn-duk personally switching grandfather's medicine. The entire hall exploded. Kang Duok-din's face drained of all color, tears soaked her pure white wedding gown. Jeong Hao-then tried to flee only to be blocked by Ellie's bodyguards. Grandfather gripped his cane and stood up, his aged yet commanding voice echoed through the hall. From this day forward, Jeong Fong officially takes control of the Jeong clan. Anyone who objects may leave. No one dared leave. Everyone knelt. Ha Van Thursday stood among the VIP guests silently watching me. I walked straight to her, pulled her out of the crowd, and under hundreds of flashing cameras and cheers I bent down and kissed her forehead. No more divorce. From now on, grandfather is yours to look after, and you give me the rest of your life, all right? Her eyes turned red at last. She nodded hard. 3 months later the Jeong clan changed hands. Jeong Hao-then and Kang Duok-din were prosecuted for attempted murder and asset fraud, sentenced to life imprisonment. Ha Van Thursday and I held a simple wedding attended only by family. Grandfather sat in the front row smiling until his eyes disappeared into crescents. On our wedding night I held her close and whispered in her ear. Before I was only your husband, a name despised by you for 2 whole years. Now it's your turn. Don't even dream of despising me for the rest of this lifetime. Ha Van Thursday gently bit my neck, her voice soft. Fine, Jeong Fong, no, my beloved husband, I accept being tormented by you forever. I laughed loudly, rolled over and pinned her beneath me. The night was very long and very sweet. The story of her and me at last reached its perfect ending.